Blake, a couple of moments ago, Coach Casey mentioned that after the game, you gave a, quote, passionate speech to your teammates about how much you appreciated playing with them. I was wondering if you could share a little bit of that with us.
Yeah, I mean, my message to them was just that, we got a locker room full of guys this year who are genuinely happy for each other's success and, have shown that over and over. There's examples all throughout the season. The thing that sticks out to me just because it was so recent, I had to kind of pass a bunch of benchmarks to be able to convince our training staff that, I could come back and play. And one of them was to, participate in a full contact, one-on-one, be able to, do everything I needed to. And they asked John Lure to come in early on Thursday. Thursday was kind of like a film day, whatever. Some guys got some work in. They asked John Lure to come in early, and he did, and Isaiah Whitehead did. We played 2-on-2 for about 20, 30 minutes, and then they stayed and they got shots up after that, and they went to film, and they did whatever they had to do. And then the next two games, John was inactive. It's a guy 8 years in the league and been on some good teams and was a good player and did that and didn't bat an eye. Just did it and didn't have attitude. Did it because somebody asked him to do that, and I'm sure he felt like that was what he needed to do. And I appreciate things like that. Excuse me. That I appreciate. Teammates that are willing to, come in early on a day they don't necessarily have to, and do that. For me.
Blake, this was arguably the best season of your career, and even though this was a quick, in and out of the playoffs, are you going to be able to at least take some personal satisfaction knowing that you can still be a top player in this league?
There's always things, as a player, there's always things you want to build on. This year, I think I showed some different parts of my game, but there's still a lot of growth that I can do, and especially getting a year under my belt under Coach Casey and his staff, and kind of understanding our system a little bit better, and knowing our offense and where things will come from, and even knowing my teammates a little bit better. Now's not really the time to, especially after exiting like this, it's not really a time that I sit back and reflect and feel positive. It'll be a long off season again, like last off season, which is a good thing for me because I'll be able to get in the gym and work and come back and be ready.
Blake, after you guys scored 62 in the first half, the third quarter, there were so many fouls. I think they shot 15 free throws. How tough was it to generate any offense when you spent so much of that quarter standing at the free throw line and then taking it out after made free throws?
Yeah, that was to me, that was the story of the game. Giannis shooting 8 more free throws than our entire team is that's you're not going to win a game like that. And their team shooting 41, you're not going to win a game like that with them getting that many more opportunities. Some of that's on us, fouling and several times, allowing them to get and one. I did it twice, I think. So some of that's on us, but some of that's a little bit out of our control. And I think that really messed up the flow of the game for us.
Blake, at the end of the season, obviously you started feeling the injuries after being healthy for the vast majority of the season, one of the healthiest seasons you've had in several years, and it coincided with a 4-game losing streak, and then the team appeared to be not the team that we saw throughout the regular season once they made the playoffs. And I wonder if you ever think to yourself in the last couple of weeks, what if you had just been able to hang on for an extra couple of weeks without the knee injury flaring up?
No, my focus has been the team and these playoff games, you know, what ifs doesn't really do a whole lot of good for me. It hasn't throughout my career, so I tend not to dwell on those.
Blake, can you explain just sort of what went into this injury for you, and does it affect your offseason? You talked about how last offseason was a healthy one and how big a difference that made for you. Any surgery or anything like that?
No, I don't. You know, I like I said, I've kind of put everything into, you know, getting back and playing, and you know, this playoff series. So it's not something I've like sat down and you know, really mapped out. But no, I don't anticipate you know, missing any time of working out other than just my normal time that I take off. So we'll see.